Hey there, welcome back to Limabean Crafting. In today's video, I will be showing you how I made these etched glass mugs for my husband's birthday using $2 worth of Dollar Tree products. So let's get to it. For this project, I bought a glass Dollar Tree coffee mug and a glass Dollar Tree beer mug. I also ordered some glass etching cream off Amazon called Armour Etch, and used some Cricut brand stencil vinyl for the design. I first needed to create my design for the mugs. My husband had previously asked me to make him a Tesla cup since he was recently invited to work for them after getting out of the military. He is so excited, so obviously I chose their logo as my design. I traced this design in my Procreate app and transferred it to Cricut Design Space. If you want more details on how to create an image like this using a photo, I have a tutorial with everything you need to know. I will link it above and put it in the description box for your reference. Once the image was in Design Space, I clicked on Shapes, chose Square, and resized it so that it surrounded the word Tesla. Then I selected both this rectangle and my design and clicked on Slice to create my stencil for the tall mug. I also did this again with a rectangle that encompassed my entire design. Then I deleted everything but these two images and then let my Cricut do its thing. After my stencils were cut out, I weeded out the outer borders. Since I was working with two different mugs, I thought I would do two different styles with the positive and negative images of the stencil. Also because I don't like to waste, and this was a way that I could use everything that I cut out. For the tall mug, I used the rectangular stencils, and for the small coffee mug, I used the pieces of vinyl that were cut from the rectangular stencils. To do this, I took some transfer tape and placed it on top of the unweeded stencil and removed the word Tesla and placed these letters on my clean, dry coffee mug. I then repeated this process with the Tesla logo and placed this on the other side of the coffee mug. Then I placed the remaining, now weeded stencil on the clean, dry, tall mug. I cut a few slits in the stencil to help the vinyl stick to the curved surface. Once that was nice and smooth on the surface of the glass, I weeded out the larger Tesla letters from my second stencil and transferred this rectangular stencil to the other side of the tall mug. Then it was time for the etching cream. Make sure you follow the safety guidelines on the bottle. I used a foam brush that I picked up from the Dollar Tree to apply the cream to the mugs. For the tall mug, I placed some extra transfer tape around my stencil to avoid getting etching cream in a place I didn't want it. I dabbed on a small layer of the cream evenly to the exposed glass and let it sit for a few minutes. Then I added a little bit more cream and repeated the process, kind of moving the cream around to make sure that my entire design would be etched and to ensure that I didn't miss anything. I did the same thing for the other side of the tall mug as well. For the small coffee mug, I took a slightly different approach. Because I was using the negatives of the stencils I had created, I just decided to place etching cream generously around the pieces of vinyl. I was considering covering the entire glass in etching cream, but decided just to form a cloud around the images. Again, I dabbed on a small layer of cream evenly to the exposed glass and let it sit for a few minutes. Then I added a little bit more cream and repeated the process, moving the cream around to make sure that the entire design would be etched. The great thing about this method is that you could use stickers from the Dollar Tree to create a phrase or design. You really don't need a Cricut. Just form your phrase on your mug and rub the cream on top of the stickers. For both mugs, I let the cream do its work for about 10 minutes, although the packaging says 5 minutes should work. I then rinsed off the mugs under warm water and removed the stencils. Finally, I cleaned off the surfaces with some glass cleaner and gave the mugs a good wash so that they would be ready to use. I am really happy with how this craft turned out, and I hope you are too. I will be sharing my husband's reaction to his gift in the coming weeks on our family channel. If that is something you'd like to see, I'd like to invite you to head on over and subscribe to Limabean Living so you don't miss it. If you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one.